Charles Jordan is a man who stands for fairness, compassion, and opportunity. He spent the early part of his life in segregated rural Texas, unable to enjoy the basic freedoms of his white peers. During his childhood, he lived on a reservation surrounded by kids who were black, Mexican, and Native American. They all played together without prejudice. This was the foundation of his guiding passion for fairness. Charles once said that he could have been bitter, but instead chose to be better. He was recruited from high school in Palm Springs to play basketball at Gonzaga University in Washington, where he realized that education is the great equalizer. After college, Charles went to work for the city of Palm Springs as a recreation leader and later was promoted to assistant to the city manager. He was recruited to Portland in 1970 to work on the Federal Model Cities program. Charles oversaw an infusion of $18 million for civic infrastructure that created jobs, supported youth programs, empowered neighborhood organizations, created public spaces, and supported minority businesses. With the exception of a 5-year period from 1984 to 1989, when he was Director of Parks and Recreation in Austin, Texas, Charles was a fixture in public life in Portland for over 3 decades, leading 3 influential city bureaus: fire, police, and parks. He served as city commissioner from 1974 to 1984 and was known as a leader who followed the courage of his convictions, no matter what the political fallout. Charles consistently pushed the boundaries of business as usual and challenged those who did not understand the importance of parks and recreation. He once said, "I'm in the business of crime prevention. We have thousands of young people playing on fields and courts, and when they are with me, they are not hurting themselves or anyone else." During his tenure as Parks Commissioner, he more than doubled the agency's budget to expand park access for all Portland citizens. Charles pointed out, "What people don't understand, they won't value. And what they don't value, they won't protect. And what they don't protect, they will lose." This growth provided new jobs and created or improved 44 parks and natural areas, such as Delta Park Owen Sports Complex, Southwest Community Center, and Dishman Pool. His work in Portland received national attention. Sunset Magazine observed, "Portland knows how to do parks right," while the Chicago Tribune cited Portland as having one of the most progressive park systems in the country. He was the first African American to serve as chairman of the board of the National Wildlife Federation. NWF believes that Charles is one of the most influential voices in conservation. He was appointed by President Ronald Reagan to serve on the President's Commission on the American Outdoors and was later appointed by President Bill Clinton to serve on the American Heritage River Program. He also served on the National Park System Advisory Board and the National Forest Foundation and is a trustee of the African American Experience Fund of the National Park Foundation. Charles is a bold and visionary leader in parks and recreation who broadened the agenda of the environmental movement and land conservation to make it more inclusive to all members of society. He is nationally recognized for his refreshing and groundbreaking approach to putting people, particularly people of color, at the heart of the American conservation movement. This city is different and better and greater for his service. For everything you have done to make Portland a model for urban parks and a better place to live, we thank you, Charles Jordan. You truly are an urban pioneer.